I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up?
You golden blank staggered black skeleton of blinkety blank punk are you trying to do? Of all that low dirty...
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Oh, yeah!
That's driven deep to left center field. Garner is going back, looking up. See you later! See you later! See you later! Astros headed back to the World Series. Jose Altuve, a walk-off two-run homer, and the Astros beat the Yankees 6-4, win the ALCS 4-2.
Holy un smoke! Do you believe it?
Oh, yeah. That's how we get started on a Wednesday. Robert Ford bringing us in. And good morning, everybody. Oops, sorry about that. And good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Wacky Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. And I await my partner, Cole Johnson. And one of my guests that was scheduled for today, Patrick Voss, unfortunately has COVID. So he won't be joining us for a while. And Patrick, from the heart, we all hope that you get well very, very soon and that you rejoin us. I have a list today, and the list is 5 forwards that are better than LeBron James. Since it's Wednesday, I'm allowed to cuss. I'm allowed to say any and everything about LeBron James. So, when people get mad at me at some of the stuff that I say, people get really mad at me at some of the stuff that I say or type on social media. And I don't know why. I'm just speaking the truth. You know, people will say, well, that's your truth. We know LeBron James is great and you can't do anything about it. I can talk about how great he is not. And I go back to Saturday night for some proof. Now, I know a lot of people are going to be saying he scored 56 points. He beat the Golden State Warriors. What more proof do you need? Well, as I've said and has been my problem with this program, consistency would help, especially since he's been a Laker. Making a few adjustments here for the radio audience. Consistency is the biggest thing that is needed. And I'm looking on camera and that didn't help. So consistency is needed. And now I know people are going to get so mad at me for saying this, especially the you-know-whos, but he hasn't been consistent in 19 seasons. It's like he'll have a stretch where he'll do great for like 5-6 games. And then he'll have a stretch for like 3 or 4 games where he's not all that. And folks absolutely hate when I say that. They hate when I say that. But if you look at the totality and the whole of his career, I hate to say that. No, I don't. I don't hate to say this at all. He built his career on social media and television hype. And to me, now I know I'm an old head and people have said such to me, but to me, he hasn't done much. Where is that? And I know people are going to say, what about that chase down block in 2016 against Andre Iguodala? Andre Iguodala had a bad back. Advantage LeBron. Now listen, have I ever said he has not been a fantastic athlete for 19 years? No. Will I ever make that claim? No. That will be dishonest of me. That will be disingenuous of me. And that will be just plain stupid. What I am saying and have said and will continue to say is that his basketball skills, to me, leave a lot to be desired. A lot to be desired. When you've seen and have been spoiled by whom I consider to be one of the greatest players of all time, Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And I say one of for a reason. Get to that in a moment. When you have been spoiled, and I mean absolutely spoiled by absolute greatness for 13 seasons, you kind of expect more. And Lord knows I expected more out of LeBron James. I expected more out of LeBron James. I expected him to be fearless. Good morning, Sig Diggy. Thanks for joining us. I expected LeBron James to be more fearless than, well, quite frankly, he has been. For 19 years, I've seen very, very little that shows me he's one of the greatest. He's one of the top 75 players. How can you say that about a cat who's built his career over social media? I've wanted to see consistency out of LeBron James, and I haven't seen it. I've seen it out of Larry Bird. I've seen it out of Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, the other player I claim to be the greatest of all time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, John Stockton, Karl Malone, Kevin Johnson, Hakeem Olajuwon, and hurry up, Cole, I need you. I've seen greatness. I've been spoiled by greatness since 1980, when a 20-year-old rookie walked into the big bad spectrum and dropped 42 points, grabbed 15 rebounds, dished out 7 assists, and won. Can't say that about LeBron James, can you? Sick Diggy joining us put up a great question. Do you think he would have been a better player if he had gone to college instead of going straight to the NBA from high school? Yes. Yes, yes, and hell yes. Which brings the other side of the coin. He would have only gone for a year. He would have been one and done and still would have been as mediocre as he is now. Want to welcome those of you watching on BS3 TV, listening via Real Wise Radio, the On Tap Podcast Network, and Arena Sportsnet. Check us out. Tweet us at official SIT Morn, and we will get back to you. Or you can join us here on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, leave a like on your way in, and you can be interactive with us. And of course, you'll hear this episode and many others 24 hours a day on snowmaninthemorning.com. But yeah, that's a great question. Do you think he would have been a better player if he had gone to college instead of going, let me put this question up again, instead of going straight to the NBA? Yes. Yes, I believe that, and I will continue to believe that. Yes. Because the foundation would have been there. The fundamental, and I love saying that word because it's missing in the NBA today. The fundamental foundation would have been set, period. The fundamental foundation would have been set for LeBron James. And to think he had the unmitigated gall to go to Mike Krzyzewski and say something about Kobe Bryant? You fool. See, people get so caught up in the highlights. Sick Diggy, again, I'm sure the argument would be made with several other players. T-Mac comes to mind. Yeah. If Tracy McGrady would have gone to college for at least 2 years, see, that's what LeBron and T-Mac needed. And T-Mac's a Hall of Famer. How the hell is he a Hall of Famer? How? How in the bloody hell is Tracy McGrady a Hall of Famer? I don't get it. I don't understand it, and I never will. I never will understand how Tracy McGrady is a Hall of Famer. He's good. Has he proven himself over time? Yes, he has. He's done more than LeBron James has. But I'll go back to something I said earlier. Where's the defining moment for LeBron? I don't want to hear anything about 2016 because that's a fraudulent year for LeBron James's championship. Fraud. I said it, and I meant every word of it. And yes, Sick Diggy, I'm drinking a lot of coffee this morning because I need it. But 2016 was a fraud. I said it, and I mean every word of it. Fraud. And I'll talk about that a little later. But I'll ask again. I will continue to ask. Where in the hell is LeBron James's defining moment? I can name many a defining moment for some of the other players that I've mentioned, including Tracy McGrady. Sick Diggy again. The difference between LeBron and Kobe is that the latter had a level of maturity. However, Kobe still had to pay his dues like every other player to enter the league. You're damn right. And in 19 years, and I know this is going to piss off a lot of bronzexuals, and I'll get to that next segment. This is going to piss off a lot of bronzexuals, but in 19 years, LeBron hasn't paid his dues. They were paid for him. He was handed the league at 18 years old while still in the midst of a controversy. Remember the Hummer for his mother? See, a lot of people don't want to bring that up. He was still in the midst of a controversy. Still in the midst of a controversy when that happened, when he was handed the league on a silver platter. He was handed the league on a silver platter. Kobe paid his dues. Okay? Kobe paid his dues and continues to pay his dues, even though we lost him. Kobe paid his dues. All right. 3 air balls. I'll give you the defining moment for Kobe Bryant. 3 air balls. 3 in a playoff series against the Utah Jazz, in a series the Jazz would eventually win. And Kobe said, I had to pay my dues and get stronger with my legs. I had to give more lift in my legs. And now the man they call Cole Johnson now joins me. Good morning, my friend.
Good morning.
I'm just educating these bronzexuals here before we really get to the bronzexual confessions, because I posed a question that's going to get that's going to rile a lot of feathers, ruffle a lot of feathers.
Morning, C. Diggy. Yeah.
And the question that I posed was, where's the defining moment for LeBron James? And don't hand me and you know what I'm about to say next. Don't hand me 2016. That was a fraudulent final.
Well, that's what that's what they will hand you. And even worse, what they will hand you is the Iguodala drive to the lane, the layup,
and the chase down,
and LeBron with his 2-handed chase down block. Yes, that's what they will say. Yeah, that's the signature moment for LeBron James. My personal signature moment is not that one. It's 9 years before. East covers semifinals. East covers finals against Detroit. Detroit.
25 points.
Yeah. That to me is his signature moment.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know what? I'll allow that. Ooh. Mrs. James overall has been a detriment to her son's career.
Oh,
I have four words. Ain't that the truth?
you mean such a detriment to his career? There was a fan in Boston that wore a green shirt with white writing that said, "While your son goes down south, your mom went west." You mean that type of?
Yep.
That type of mother ruining son's career.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
You mean to the point?
I could go there with a whole bunch of arguments. But
you mean to the point when she was in Cleveland watching the game, and LeBron cursed his mama out at courtside. You mean that? Wow.
Yep. If I was an NBA player and my mom and dad were sitting courtside, I know I wouldn't have the opportunity, but I would show them love every chance I got.
Yeah.
Period. Yeah. Because, hey, I show my dad and my mom love whenever I'm in the booth, like I did this past weekend with UNCG, because they got me into the industry where I'm in.
I was like, how could you not? They were the ones who fostered the dream. Actually made it possible for you to say, "I belong" on a mic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Totally. They told me to chase it. And you know who else tells me to chase my dream? My wife. Every day. I mean, this morning she said, "I'm running late, but have a kick-ass show," as I'm kissing her and she walks out. Oh. See, that right there is what LeBron James was missing. And I don't mean encouragement from the fans. I don't mean encouragement from social media. Dear Lord, that's a segment in and of itself. That's a segment in and of itself. Oh, I mean, Lord. That's one of those times you would like to think that there would be positive encouragement. And I love Sick Diggie's comment. I'll admit to being a Rodman sexual. You know something? Okay. Me too.
All right.
Me too. Pistons and Bulls days. I got no problem with that.
I have no issue with that either. To me,
I have no issue with Dennis Rodman.
The greatest rebounder that I think all three of us has ever seen. I'm not saying he's the greatest rebounder in NBA history. To me, that's Will. But the greatest rebounder the three of us ever seen. Yeah, I can't hate on that.
Been watching hoops since 1980. Dennis Rodman was a problem.
Yeah.
In his young days and his old days.
Mm-hmm.
Because he would kill you on the boards.
Yeah. The only one that I would challenge him with would probably be Moses Malone, but outside of him,
hey,
I can't think of.
I'm a Moses Malone sexual big time. Man. All right,
look,
I'm a Moses Malone sexual big time. I admit it. I will say it. I'm a Moses Malone guy, big time.
Look, I will always be indebted to Malone because he was the one that gave Akeem Olajuwon the permission to be himself.
To be him. Yep. Thank you. All right, due for a break, but want to invite y'all to have our sponsor, Michael Scott Insurance, take care of you. If you need insurance, give a call to Michael Scott Insurance right now at 810-985-3211 or follow him online at Michael Scott INS. That's Michael Scott Insurance, protecting what matters most. And I have something to take care of that my partner is going to love when y'all get back.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits from financially strong insurers.
Call 800-598-1698.
That's right, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling today.
Call 800-598-1698. That's 800-598-1698.
Producers have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer. Increased income is possible using strategies suited to your goals and may require buying multiple annuities and holding them full term.
The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, grown-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter, more successful.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And with any luck, funnier adults.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he didn't have anybody to go with.
Dad jokes rule. So take a moment to make a moment and give your kid a laugh. It's as easy as going to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
That's really funny.
Excuse me. I know you have a 9 o'clock, so I'll keep this short. I'm the business suit in the back of your closet. You wore me nearly every day before your office went, quote, casual. I used to be the CEO of your closet. Now I'm just that one intern no one ever talks to. I always thought you'd circle back with me, get granular, keep me in the pipeline. But nada. Nothing. Don't you remember the McKittrick presentation? You spilled coffee on me, and I still looked amazing during the breakout talkback Q&A. So, I think it's time for me to move on. I've got a great resume, and I absolutely crush it in interviews, okay? Let's make this a clean break. Shift the paradigm. The only thing I ask is that you think outside the box here and do this. Take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create new jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Snowman in the Morning is presented by Michael Scott Insurance, protecting what matters most. Give a call today to 810-985-3211. That's 810-985-3211. You can follow Michael Scott Insurance on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Hey, Toe Man, they're waiting for you.
Have y'all even considered the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo, yes, that Jimmy Garoppolo that everyone wants to send everywhere else, may not be sent anywhere by the 49ers because, I don't know, they actually trust him?
I like my meatballs spicy!
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
That's because it is fun. The best morning show that you will listen to and watch on your way to work. We're live on BS3 TV as well as YouTube and on the On Tap Podcast Network, Arena Sportsnet, and Real Wise Radio. Dadgummit. Well, it is Wednesday.
Mm-hmm.
It is Wednesday.
Yes, it is. Yes, it
Good.
is.
That means I get to cuss like this.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure.
Fits.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the Bronzexual Confessions.
I look forward to the cursing session.
Oh boy. See, I like that background. I got to get me a green screen and, just, I have one. I just have to set it up. Okay, here we go.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Mr. LeBron James. I'm just going to go there And a lot of social media folks are going to be mad at me for going there, but I gives no fuck right now. Started a conversation with a bronsexual.
Oh, no.
And he said something to me.
Enlightening?
That really pissed me off.
Oh, I'll try to hold out hope for these idiots.
I stopped.
Okay, so what upset you?
This bronsexual opened his mouth.
Well, that's bad enough, but
That is indeed bad enough. And continued. Thank you, Sick Diggy. Welcome to the midweek slump. So let the profanity fly.
Oh, yeah.
He had the nerve to open his mouth and say LeBron James is, not will be or should be, is one of the greatest Lakers of all time.
Since when? See.
Okay. I'll respond first.
Please.
Who the fuck stuck something in your ass where you have to say that piece of grade A, homogenized, Holstein, rotten bullshit?
Oh, no.
And these people like this bronsexual still rank him as one of the top players in the NBA today. What the fuck were you thinking? I said at the top of the program that he has stretches where he plays great. And then he has stretches where he plays like absolute dog shit. We've seen it for 19 years. You can't compare him to Moses Malone because Moses Malone actually has balls to get into the lane. You can't compare him to Dennis Rodman because Dennis, I don't know, actually played his game correctly. You sure as hell can't compare him to Michael Jeffrey Jordan. And just because he's going to eventually eclipse the all-time scoring record does not make him the greatest Laker, does not make him the greatest of all time. And Isaiah Thomas, shut your mouth and pull the member of that four-letter network out of it.
I tell you.
You have to anoint him the greatest when he passes Abdul-Jabbar.
I knew that
idiot.
upset you.
You
when
played
he said the word
against that. You stupid idiot. You played against Abdul-Jabbar. You know how great Abdul-Jabbar is. Hell, he's the only player I'll rank above Michael Jordan. Okay? And if you want to call me a Jordan sexual, go right the fuck ahead. You know what, Nate? I love you. Bronsexuality is alive and well, and I should have stayed in bed. This is my weekly cussing session, which the fellas have allowed me to do, so I'm running with it. Listen.
Oh, my.
And then there was the question that's still a question about his loyalty to the Lakers. Let me tell you something.
Loyalty?
He had no loyalty to the Cleveland Cavaliers.
Twice.
He had absolutely no loyalty to the Miami Heat because Pat Riley put him in his place and put a foot in his ass out of his office.
Not 4, not 5, not 6, not 7.
Not 7, not 8. Can I say that? Can I say this? LeBron, learn to speak first before you take a microphone.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I went there.
Wow.
I went there. LeBron, learn to speak first and don't put on any shorts with a suit, with a shirt and tie, okay? You just look horrible. especially after you dropped 51 points in a finals game and lost. Michael Jordan dropped 55 against the Phoenix Suns, and the Bulls won by 6, 111-105. The year was 1993.
I swear.
Yeah. So to this bronzexual, I say, who in the absolute fuck are you kidding? Who are you kidding? Why do you even fix your mouth to say such frivolity? Yes, I used a big word, and I will continue to use them all. Why do you continue to drop such frivolity? Okay? Take us home, Cole, please. Take us home. I got Clark Monroe coming to talk some hockey, so
all right.
Take us home, please.
I'll make this short and sweet. So this is all to justify that if you're on another team, you could be an all-time great. Kevin Garnett is not an all-time great Celtic because he played twice as long a career as a Timberwolf. Wilt Chamberlain is not an all-time great Laker. Yes, you could say his numbers retired. He is an all-time great Philadelphia Warriors / 76er.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. LeBron James is not an all-time great Laker simply because he only won one championship in his now 4 years there, because he has spent 11 years on one team. So it is this simple and plain. I don't care what record LeBron James breaks, he will never be an all-time great Laker. I don't care where he stands. I don't care if he brings another championship home. He will not be an all-time Laker, because you know on the Mount Rushmore is Jerry West, George Mikan, Magic Johnson, and Kobe Bryant. Do you see him unseating any of those four in Mount Rushmore of all-time great Lakers? No. I don't think so. And guess what? All of them were Lakers from the time they set foot in the league to the time they retired.
Mm-hmm.
So you can miss me 100% with saying, well, this will make him great because he did something wonderful on yet another team. Miss you 100% with that for the simple fact that you all absolutely suck when it comes to comparisons, when it comes to objectivity, when it comes to anything that deals with reason. But I shouldn't expect anything more out of you bronzesexuals. Because later I'm going to take you all to task on Cold Sports when I break down my bronzesexual confessions on my channel on YouTube. But
that's gonna be a good one. And yes, I can't wait.
Oh yes, I can't wait. You see, you clowns, you all do not know what an icon really is like. Because you all think that meeting LeBron is like meeting Michael Jackson, Elvis Presley, Denzel Washington, Rihanna, Drake. And the sad thing is, instead of having you clap your hands for this fool, you'd rather clap your cheeks for him.
Because he changed lives.
Oh, gosh.
The biggest crock of bullshit I ever heard in my life, aside of the Cubs winning the World Series, and I had to witness that shit live from LaPorte, Indiana.
He changed lives.
My ass.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty.
100 million followers.
Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of The Bronzesexual Confessions.
Oh my
gosh. Sick Diggy with a great comment.
Yes. His judgment might be a bit cloudy. Hey, I 100% agree with that.
Just a little.
see, now see, I have a personal. How you doing, Cole? See, I have a personal rule, Sick. I try not to refer to Robert Kelly, but that applies 100%, sir.
Yeah, it does. Yeah, it does. Now, let's talk some pucks with producer Clark.
Hey, everybody.
Clark Monroe joining us from up north. Brother Clark, what's going on, man?
Just an early morning here for us. It got woken up by the dog earlier, jumping on my face, so that's always fun. And here we are. Let's talk some hockey. I'm ready.
Been there.
Let's go.
And look, my dog wakes me up with a daily bath. Okay,
surefire way to wake up.
When that tongue goes crazy. Let's go.
There you go. Yeah.
The division of the NHL has got to be the Pacific Division. That joint's wild.
Yeah. Oh man, it is wild. That division right now is like, yeah, wild, wild west, literally. Because they had a bunch of guys, a bunch of teams in that division. We thought were all going to be the favorites of that division, and we also thought it was going to be a bit of a weaker division, and it kind of has been in terms of overall quality throughout the season. It's kind of been a bit weaker, but what that's led to is an absolute chaotic finish because there's 30 games left, and I don't think anybody really knows who's going to A, win the division, and B, make the playoffs in the division. And all the other divisions are kind of settled in, whereas the Pacific, it's crazy over there. We got Edmonton going up and down all year long, the Oilers with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. The Calgary Flames have come on super hot, and now they're leading the pack after they weren't in a playoff spot just a couple of months ago. The Vegas Golden Knights, who everyone thought was the actual favorite of the division, are now fighting for a spot in the playoffs. Vancouver Canucks are kind of emerging after a really bad start, firing their head coach, trade rumors every day. So it's the California teams, LA, San Jose, and Anaheim have had their streaks where they've looked like they could be a playoff team. So that's the one to watch the rest of the way this season, because most of the other divisions are kind of settled for the most part. The Central has a couple of battles, but all the Eastern divisions are basically settled at this point. The Pacific is the one we're all going to be watching the rest of the way.
Can anybody come out of the Pacific Division and get to June and get to the Stanley Cup final?
I believe so. Yeah, the Calgary Flames, and when Vegas is healthy, because one of their best players right now, Mark Stone, he's their captain. He's not playing. He's injured, and his injury is allowing them to have another name that you guys probably remember, Jack Eichel, be in the lineup. Because Mark Stone is out, they are able to bring on Jack Eichel's contract. So it's kind of funny how that worked out. But the teams are finding ways to find loopholes to get these guys on their lineup. And when Mark Stone gets back on the team and they get everybody healthy and everything, they'll be just fine. They had some goalie injuries as well throughout the last few weeks. So them or Calgary, who made a big addition, adding Tyler Toffoli a few weeks ago, and they're already a very solid team run by Daryl Sutter, Stanley Cup champion coach when he was with the LA Kings. That's a solid team as well, and they'll put up a lot of fits when it comes to the playoffs. So those two teams have a chance. Edmonton, I think, is just too wild. I just don't see if they can be deep enough or a strong enough team overall to do it. But those other two, Calgary and Vegas, I think they have a real shot.
Possible West final, maybe, pending the draw.
Absolutely, yeah. Unfortunately, with the way the NHL works out, is that they're in the same division, so they're going to face each other in the second round at worst. And the Central and the Pacific have to play in the West final. So it's the way it works out. It's not always the best for the best finals. But the earlier rounds are usually pretty badass.
I'm gonna love watching it this year, especially with fans back in the stands, the arenas being open. I'm gonna love watching it this year. Who was your early Eastern Conference favorite, and who do you see coming out of these that could get to the final?
So it's Florida and Tampa, I think. Toronto's putting up a fight. As a fan myself watching their games, they've given up a 2 or 3 goal lead almost every single game for the last month. It hasn't been smooth for the Leafs.
Right.
Whereas the Lightning just continue to show that they're one of the best teams for a reason. They've won 2 Stanley Cups in a row for a reason, the Lightning. The Panthers, they are a very good team. They are explosive. They have a lot of offense. They're showing some signs of some weaknesses lately. Their goaltending has been struggling since January, so not ideal for them. I mean, I think they're going to be making a big splash at the trade deadline. But out of those 3 teams, I would say they probably have the best chance in the Atlantic for sure. The Carolina Hurricanes. I mean, the Carolina Hurricanes are very good.
Yes.
So I would say that they're, if they're not the favorite in the East right now, they're at least top 3. So those are your 4 teams to keep an eye on. The Metro Division, where the Hurricanes play, Metropolitan Division, it's very deep, and somebody's going to get knocked out early that shouldn't. So I'm going to say Carolina has the best chance to kind of squeak out of that division.
Can Tampa make it 3 in a row?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. And here's the thing with Tampa is that they've been circumventing the salary cap for 2 years now plus.
Yes.
They find ways to do it, and although they're a very good team right now, I can't imagine they won't be in some sort of trade talk to add a really important piece for them to go down the playoff stretch and make another huge push. They lost so much depth this offseason. They lost their entire third line of forwards who have left for bigger opportunities. And so they had to replace those guys with younger guys, cheaper guys, and those guys are fine. They replaced them really well because Tampa has a really good system. But I can see them bolstering that even further and then getting right back to where they were the last couple of years.
Eric Wallace pumps in a question. Does anyone believe the Kraken will deal anyone?
The Kraken are a really weird case because the more and more we look back as hockey fans, more than anything, and look back on how they picked their team in the expansion draft back last summer, hindsight's 2020, but I feel like they made some mistakes. Will they ever say that? Nope, they'll never say that.
Nope.
But I feel like they missed out on some opportunities to grab players that could have had huge trade value for them. Now, do they still have lots? I think they do. They have Mark Giordano, who's their captain. He's in his late 30s. The team's not good. He's got 1 year left on his deal, and he's going to be a free agent in the summer. Why wouldn't they try to move him to a team where he can go try to win a championship? He's never been there. So why wouldn't you give him a shot? Right. So guys like that, they have a few forwards that are really interesting and can play really important roles. A name you got to watch out for. It doesn't jump off the page, but Calle Yarncroke. He's a guy, he's got a cheap contract. He can play center and wing. He can play on a third line role. Tampa Bay, you know what I'm saying? So,
yes.
So it's guys like that, the little depth guys, I see them moving around to gain, a draft pick here, a prospect there, a young player here, something like that. But Seattle absolutely have to be active at the trade deadline, or it's just going to be another mistake kind of piling up on the things that they've done so far as a young franchise. So they'll be active, I hope, and they'll be an interesting team to see who teams can poach off of.
Producer Clark joining here to talk all things NHL. Final question, who's the MVP?
MVP, now I might have a hot take here because I am a Leafs fan, so excuse my bias, but Austin Matthews has been skyrocketing up the MVP charts. He's leading the league in goals, and not only that, but he has stormed up that chart because he started slow this season. He had an injury. It took him a few games to get going. Leon Draisaitl from the Edmonton Oilers I think at one point had a 15-goal lead or something like that, something crazy like that. And Austin Matthews is now ahead of him. And I think he's scored almost every game since mid-January, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes.
He had a hat trick last night in a big win. He's been playing defensively really well. And it's just like everything he's doing is just like everything he touches turns to gold right now. It's going to be a tough sled for him to get the MVP because Igor Shesterkin, the Russian goaltender from New York, the Rangers, has been putting up godly numbers as a goalie.
Yes.
So he's going to get a lot of attention just because he's in New York. Goalies don't usually get consideration for the MVP award. So the fact that he's getting some might kind of boost him up even more. Like if he's getting this much attention, he must be good, that kind of thing.
Right.
So it's one of those two or Jonathan Huberdeau from Florida. Those are your three options right now. Huberdeau is putting up major numbers. He has more assists than most people have points in the league. So he's doing a lot of stuff up down there in Florida. Those are probably your top three options at the moment. But there are some other ones too that just kind of depending on how the season trickles down, it could change things. But I look out for Austin Matthews. This guy is on a tear that we haven't seen in a long time. So keep an eye on him.
Haven't seen a tear like this since, I don't know, Patrick Kane, who won the MVP a few years back. And we all know what Patrick Kane means to Chicago. That's producer Clark joining me to talk all things NHL. Thank you, my friend. Always a pleasure. Right. I look forward to talking to you next week.
Yes, thank you guys. Absolutely.
Thank you, man.
Clark Monroe joining us from up north. Now, do I lose you for the full hour next hour?
I don't know if it's going to be the full hour. You might, but I'm not sure. I know it'll be for at least. I know it'll be for at least a half hour.
Rats. Well, duty calls. I understand that.
Yeah.
I understand that. Nate Ward had this while we were talking hockey. Was playing my NBA 2K, and I thought it was the PlayStation that froze. In the
wow. Man, I may need to tap you, Nate, for some LeBron slander.
You can tap it. You can tap anyone for some LeBron slander. We all got it.
I still ain't forgot.
That was LeBron freezing.
Yeah,
and we've seen it so many times over.
I still haven't forgotten the line. What's the difference between LeBron James and the U.S. dollar?
The U.S. dollar gives you four quarters. Use that one today. I'm giving you a challenge right now. Use that one today.
All right.
How about an industry secret? Do you use a green screen for your changes? Okay.
Yeah. There's a green screen behind me. Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm gonna figure it out. I'm gonna find a way to get this because I do have a green screen. I just got to get the post for it or a rod for it because I want to start using that.
Yeah.
I want to start using that. So I'm going to lose my partner at the top of the hour.
Mm-hmm.
Scoop Miller is due in 120 seconds or in 60 seconds rather to talk about the shot heard around the SEC. And it was not a men's game who delivered the shot because they play their tournament this week. Dreana Edwards. Damn. Gutsy 3-point shot against the number one team in South Carolina.
I guess I guess we're busting brackets already, and it isn't. And it isn't Selection Sunday.
I don't know if I should even do a bracket after that shot.
Busting.
I don't know if I should even do a bracket after that shot.
Busting brackets. We're not even in Selection Sunday yet. That's
Selection
aggressive.
Sunday is next Sunday. Selection Sunday is next Sunday.
This coming Sunday, I believe.
Mm-hmm. Is this Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't even done a bracket yet, and it's already busted. Mm-hmm. Thank you, Dreana Edwards. Doggone it. But I have more on her, and hopefully this will kick down the door for women's college basketball. In many, many ways, the same way Rebecca Lobo kicked down the door in 1995, the same way Cheryl Miller, Cynthia Cooper, Cheryl Swoops,
oh my gosh,
all kicked down the door.
Great.
And as I said, I've loved women's hoops since 1982 when they had their first ever NCAA tournament. And it saddens me that they're still not on par money-wise with the men's tournament. It saddens me.
Yeah.
That they're still not on par. And it needs to change. And it needs to change.
And it's not as if the women's game, and just to be even on the superficial side, it is not for lack of the women's game not bringing in money for the NCAA because
exactly.
it does. So
it does.
So if their game brings home the bacon, just like the men's game does, maybe not to the degree, but I really believe they bring home a lot of it, though.
Oh yeah, they do.
Why, even in 2022, you still slight these women? Because they grind just as hard as the men do,
if not harder.
Because
I will hold on to that belief as I hold on to my children and my grandchildren. If not harder.
You're right. If not harder, because they feel as though, and I agree with it, that they have to. The adage is true. They have to work twice as hard just to get half as far, and they know that already before they even set foot in the gym.
Yes.
And it's a shame that is the case because they see it.
They see it.
They
see it. And what I love, I'm sorry about that. And what I love is that they do put in the work. They do put in the work. Scoop Miller, if you're listening, I sent you a video. I sent you a video leak, and I know he's got a meeting at 5 after the hour. I may have to just catch him next week. But doggone it. This is why Colby Dunaway, who is my contact at UNC Greensboro, I made a request to him. I told him flat out, I want women's basketball. I have nothing against men's basketball. It was the sport men's college basketball, it was the sport that got me started in 1995. It was the sport that got me started. But I have a chance now with my health getting better, and I have a hell of an update before you go. With my health getting better, I want a full season of women's basketball. I want that grind. I want it. And I told Colby, when I get back down to North Carolina, because I have the feeling this is going to be a two-pronged move for my wife and I before we make our big purchase, which means when we make our big purchase, I'm going to have some land to mow. I'm going to put on my dad hat with all the pins in it and fly in the front yard and the backyard mowing grass. And I'm going to build a studio from the ground up. So when I send you a plane ticket and have a car to pick you up so you can be in studio with me, do not be surprised.
A car too. Wow.
Listen.
Talk about first class service. All right.
This black man's dreaming big. Okay.
Well, let this black man not participate in crabs and barrel mentality and say, bring it on, brother.
Listen, I went to the surgeon yesterday in Indianapolis, and I have been approved for surgery. Now it's just a matter of setting the date. My surgeon looked at me. He looked at all the charts that I took from my PET scan last week, and he said, "We'll take care of you. We'll get this thing out of you. It may take a kidney. It may take part of my spleen." I said, "Whatever you got to do to get this sumbitch out of me, get it out of me. I want to get back to health, please."
Whatever it takes.
I got approved for surgery. Now it's just a matter of scheduling a date.
Yeah.
Now it's just a matter of scheduling a date. And the day of the surgery, obviously I will not be on air. It's a 5-hour procedure.
Oh yeah.
It's a 5-hour procedure.
Close.
And then I'll be off for a week because I'll make sure I have some interviews taped in advance, because when I get that date, I am probably going to take 5 to 6 days to tape some segments with you and with Mr. McCain, Eric Wallace. That's an invite for you also. Cool McCain said, "I won't need a plane, just a car. I'm going to get you on a plane also, my man." Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Hey, Diggy, when we talked on Charles Faulkner's show last year, I said in a year's time, I will be being scheduled for surgery so they can get this cancer out of me and whatever supplements I need to do, and I can roll from there. It's very possible during my recovery time that I can sit in front of this for 2 hours and go. Okay? The only thing is, I know I'm going to have to go down for a nap and get some rest, and then I'll edit later, which is what I'm working with right now. I haven't put any clips up from a few shows this week because all this stuff, which has me so excited. My wife gave me a rule. When I get the call for surgery, I get her the information first, then I can jump up and down like a 5-year-old because I'm so excited to get back to full optimum health.
Man, that's good news.
Y'all know what it's been since July or since June when I had the blood clots in my chest. When I had the blood clots in my chest, and I missed shows before, but with all this going on, I am probably going to be taping a few shows or running a few from the past to make sure I feel time, especially with BS3 TV in the house. And thank you, Ben Suter.
Yes.
Ben Sutter, thank you. The man in charge of BS3 TV. It's a monthly investment I'm willing to make because now we're on Roku TV. We're on TV this morning. And every single morning, it's going to take some digestive enzymes to get me in this chair. It's going to take some multivitamins to get me in this chair. Hell, it'll take a few extra shots of insulin to get me in this chair. But guess what? During my recovery time, which they estimated 6 weeks, my ass is going to be in this chair. Don't be jumping on the couch like Tom Cruise on Oprah. First of all, I'm not jumping on any couch. I'm going to jump up and down here in my office. I'm going to jump up and down here in my temporary office because now I have a chance to recover, get back to full health, and then get back. And then thank you, Cole. And then get back to just get back to really chasing my dream. I mean, really chasing my dream. Cool McCain says, hell yeah, Snowman, get it. You better believe I'm getting it. I'm getting it. I won't have a guest this hour because Scoop Miller has a meeting. I don't think he got the video link, and that's on me. Patrick Voss was scheduled to join me, but unfortunately, our Major League Baseball insider has COVID, so he will not be able to join me this morning. But yeah, I'm so excited. I can't. The inside of me can't stop jumping up and down. The outside of me is going to have to do a whole lot of weightlifting to get all my strength back. But I'm willing to do it. I am willing to do it. Going to pause here. And Aaron Rodgers has signed a new 4-year deal. Whoop-de-freaking-do. And Russell Wilson has gone to the Broncos. Whoop-de-freaking-do. Lord have mercy. Y'all need to hear what I'm going to say about those two. Join us on Patreon. Go to patreon.com/SIT morning for some behind the scenes footage of the day I go in to get my surgery and everything beyond that. And plus, if you want to catch a new podcast with yours truly and the Ice Queen, it's called Speaking Our Truth. So I'm doing a lot more. Back in a flash.
He flew fighter jets in 2 wars and taught you how to drive a car. He fed everyone on the block, but never shared his secret recipes. And every time he'd tell a story, he'd own the room. But now more than ever, he may feel alone. Today, older adults and their loved ones are struggling to connect in a time when connection has never been more important. But there is something we can do. Embrace our older loved ones through StoryCorps Connect. With StoryCorps Connect, you can honor seniors remotely with an interview about their life. Every interview will be archived at the Library of Congress, becoming part of American history, so that years from now, future generations can listen in.
All right, Grandpa, what's one piece of advice you have for me?
Just 3 words, sweetheart. Live with courage. The man that had the best stories still has plenty of stories to tell. So connect virtually and share the conversation of a lifetime at StoryCorpsConnect.org/AARP. Connect, honor, share. StoryCorps Connect. A message from AARP, StoryCorps, and the Ad Council.
The following is made possible by Dad.
Why was the basketball court all wet? Because the players kept dribbling all over it.
The dad joke. Corny, groan-worthy, but also one of the simplest ways to share a moment with your kids.
Why do you have to be careful when it's raining cats and dogs? Because you might step in a poodle.
And kids that spend more time with their dads grow up to be smarter, more successful.
Can I tell you a cat joke? Just kidding.
And, with any luck, funnier adults.
Why didn't the skeleton go to the dance? Because he didn't have any body to go with.
Dad jokes rule. So take a moment to make a moment and give your kid a laugh. It's as easy as going to fatherhood.gov. Brought to you by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services and the Ad Council.
Really
Snowman in the Morning is presented by Michael Scott Insurance, protecting what matters most. Give a call today to 810-985-3211. That's 810-985-3211. You can follow Michael Scott Insurance on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Hey, Toe Man, they're waiting for you.
In case you bronzexuals don't know by now, LeBron has never been the face of the NBA, although people want to claim he's the face of the NBA. When there's a fellow in Oakland, California that kind of snatched the mantle from Kobe by hitting a three in his face, what impact has LeBron James had on the NBA? I'll answer that for you. Nothing.
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, baby. It's hour 2 of the best morning sports show to start your day. Snowman in the Morning. Now, Aaron Rodgers. Yeah, that bad liar named Aaron Rodgers has signed a 4-year deal to remain with the Packers. What? I'll say it again. Aaron Rodgers has signed a 4-year deal to remain with the Packers. What? Really? And Russell Wilson has been traded to Denver. What? I'll start with Aaron Rodgers first. Aaron Rodgers has signed a 4-year, $200 million deal with $153 million guaranteed to remain a Packer. And my question is, why did y'all do that? Because all you're going to get in the playoffs is more mediocrity. Oh, I'm going to piss off a lot of Packer fans by saying that and by having it prove itself out, because what has Aaron Rodgers done since Super Bowl 45 as far as the playoffs go? I'll say it in 4 letters. Fail. Anybody remember 2019 where he got pounded in the dirt by San Francisco in the NFC Championship? Matter of fact, Aaron Rodgers, and I'm using San Francisco as the ultimate example of failure for Aaron Rodgers in the playoffs. Aaron Rodgers is 0-4 against the San Francisco 49ers. Let me say that again. Aaron Rodgers is 0-4 against San Francisco. Twice they've lost at Lambeau Field. Twice they've lost in Northern California, because they played one at Candlestick Park and one at Levi Stadium. Aaron Rodgers cannot beat San Francisco in the playoffs. And San Francisco is supposed to be this mediocre team that Aaron Rodgers should have had no problem beating in the playoffs. Oops. Yeah, that's a lie. I mean, everything was set for Green Bay this past playoff game. Lambeau Field, colder than a motherfucker, snow falling down, frozen tundra, and a tribute to John Facenda, the frozen tundra of Lambeau Field. And yet, San Francisco, a warm weather team, found a way to win. Nah. When everything was set up for them, Everything was set up for them. And they lost again. Oops. See, Aaron Rodgers is a regular season quarterback that bitched his way into getting paid. I'll say it again. He bitched his way into getting paid, holding the Packers hostage for 2 years. Holding the Packers hostage. Let me say it again. Holding the Packers hostage for 2 years. 2 years. Threats of retirement, threats of walking away, speculation running rampant. Oh, where will Aaron Rodgers play? He's staying where he is. He's staying where he is. And I feel sorry for Jordan Love because he's going to get shipped out because for some reason the Packers and their fans feel that Aaron Rodgers is the key to bringing them another title. And he's not. Sorry. Aaron Rodgers is a regular season quarterback, and until I see different, I will continue to say it. He's a regular season quarterback. You can put up as many 5,000-yard seasons, and I think this will be one of them coming up, that you want to. What have you done since in January and beyond since Super Bowl 45? Not a damn thing. In fact, you've lost to one team in the postseason when you weren't supposed to 4 times. Not to mention 1-4 in NFC champ in 1-5 in NFC championship games, and that one led you to Super Bowl 45. One NFC championship win, one in 6 tries. You know, I never thought I would make this comparison, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. Aaron Rodgers is the LeBron James of the NFL. He is. He's the LeBron James of the NFL. And until I see different, I will continue to say it because I pretty much don't care for Aaron Rodgers. He lied to the public about his vaccination status. That's one thing. And secondly, on the football field, he hasn't done a doggone thing since Super Bowl 45 in the playoffs. So y'all can have him. Now to Russell Wilson. And I begin this with a great, great question. How much convincing did John Elway have to do to get Russell Wilson to sign? Sick Diggy? I don't know. But I bet you there was a lot of convincing done. I bet you there was a lot of begging. There was a lot of, I'll give you this, 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 and this. And Russell Wilson's going to finish last in the division. The Raiders will be better than him. Derek Carr will be better than him. If you look at the AFC West, 3 teams in that division have a key weapon. 3. Cool McCain, Aaron Rodgers, and Russell Wilson have the same number of Super Bowl wins. Yep, and Russell Wilson fucked up a second one in Phoenix, Arizona by listening to his coach. Now that Seattle's in full rebuild mode, especially when they released, I say, Bobby Wagner, Kyle Shanahan, John Lynch, Bobby Wagner on line 2. What do you guys think is going to happen in that division? See, the 2 best quarterbacks, or 2 of the best quarterbacks in the AFC reside in that division, Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. Derek Carr showed out. Derek Carr showed out. And he's going to be an elite quarterback again. Russell Wilson, your time has passed. I mean, the Rams got lucky. Okay? The Rams got lucky. They will not repeat as Super Bowl champions. One of my 5 bold predictions, there you go. There's one of them. I'll do a full 5 next week. Russell Wilson, you're going to have a losing record. And I'll explain why. Russell Wilson, your team, the Denver Broncos, unless they do something in the draft or something during the summer, your team is missing a very important piece to help you. Know what that piece is? A running game. A solid, consistent running game. Who's going to carry the ball for you? Who's going to leak out of the backfield when Russell Wilson is forced into a scramble drill? Who's going to be the DK Metcalf for the Denver Broncos? Who's going to be the set of hands needed across the middle? And I say all this to say, if I'm wrong, prove it. Prove it, Denver. Prove it, Green Bay. Just prove it. Because I don't think I will be. Denver's going to miss the playoffs. And Green Bay will not win the Super Bowl. Aaron Rodgers is not the man anymore. Even though you signed him to a 4-year, $200 million contract. Why? Just plain why? You know, these two are going to be the focus of the NFL all season, especially Russell Wilson, because the longtime Seahawk is now a Bronco. And I say unto these two deals, who the fuck cares? Who cares? Now they have wide receivers in Denver, but Melvin Gordon's their RB, right? Really cool. You're going to challenge me that way? I'm kidding as I say that. You know, Russell Wilson's not going to hand the ball to Melvin Gordon. Russell Wilson's going to try to do it all himself, like he did in Seattle for many years. 9 of them. He's going to try to put up 4,000 yards, and he's going to get beat to hell. Sick Diggy, this falls squarely on the Packers GM's shoulders. Damn right. Because they succumbed to Aaron Rodgers instead of telling him, hit the road, Jack. Don't you come back no more. And I'm willing to make a bet here that if Aaron Rodgers, let me set this up the right way. If I was the GM of the Packers and Aaron Rodgers made all these demands, held my team hostage for 2 years, I'd release his ass today. I'd take the contract, put it in the shredder, and tell him, get out. Clean your locker out. Would I say thank you for 17 years? Probably. But what I would be saying is get out and stay out. Thoughts on AB and Kanye buying the Broncos? Are they really? Are they going to get the opportunity? Are they going to get a fair opportunity? Are they going to be treated fairly as owners? I hope that answers your question, Mr. McCain. I hope that answers your question. Ben just sent me a note here. My wife, Erica, went back to surgery, praying for a successful surgery and recovery. We all are, Big Ben. We all are. Mr. McCain, they want to. They're not going to get a chance. I'm sorry. They're not going to get the opportunity. You know, and people can say all they want. Because of the name Antonio Brown, they're not going to buy the Broncos. They're not going to have an opportunity to buy the Broncos. Aaron Rodgers wasn't going anywhere. He was just raising his price. Yeah, he was raising his price for a regular season. Drop your comments below. Let me know what you think about the Aaron Rodgers deal or the Russell Wilson deal. Green Bay, you paid all this money for a mediocre quarterback in the playoffs. AB and Kanye got that. We're talking about Antonio Brown and Kanye West potentially buying the Broncos. Not going to happen. And this has nothing to do with their color. For those of you who want to attack that, I dare you. This is about money. Plain and simple, unadulterated money. And AB doesn't have it. He wasted most of his. If he'd have kept his mouth shut, he'd still be breaking records in Pittsburgh. Oh, did I say something truthful? Did I say something that would, I don't know, kind of put people on notice? Well, I don't care. Had AB stayed in Pittsburgh, he'd be having a lot more money right now. Period. Hey, folks, there's a new podcast that's going to drop on Friday. It's called Speaking Our Truth with yours truly, the Snowman and the Ice Queen. We get deep on mental health for episode 1, and we're going to have a deep dive into a lot of subjects, including relationships, including sports, everything. Speaking Our Truth with Snowman and the Ice Queen on your favorite podcast network and your favorite podcast carrier beginning Friday. So I got to take a break. I got one more comment here on the Russell Wilson thing. Russell Wilson is a brand, along with his better half, Ciara. That's a power couple brand when you think about it. So Colorado is a bigger market than Washington State. Something to think about. Yeah, but I'm concerned with wins and losses, especially beyond January. I'm concerned that Russell Wilson's going to get pounded into the dirt again. Does Denver have an offensive line? No. Does Denver have a consistent running game? No. And yes, Russell Wilson is a brand. Russell Wilson and Ciara is a power couple brand. It is something to think about, but what's the main purpose of playing football? I borrow from Herman Edwards. You play to win the game. Hello? You play to win the game. Period. I don't think it's going to work in Denver, just like I don't think it's going to work in Green Bay. I really, really don't. Tweet the show at official SIT Morn with your thoughts. Back in a flash.
Are you over 50? Would you like to get up to 33% more income in retirement? Then call now for this free book, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers, from a leading financial firm on maximizing your income in retirement. That's right, free. This free book reveals little-known truths about annuities in simple-to-understand terms that will help you make the right choices before buying an annuity. And it's free. As a bonus, we'll also throw in a free annuity rate report summarizing the rates and benefits from financially strong insurers.
Call 800-598-1698.
That's right, Annuity Do's and Don'ts for Baby Boomers and Annuity Rate Report, both absolutely free for calling today.
Call 800-598-1698. That's 800-598-1698.
Producers have the appropriate licenses for the products they offer. Increased income is possible using strategies suited to your goals and may require buying multiple annuities and holding them full term.
This is Mario Andretti. You know me as a race car driver, but I'm also a Meals on Wheels volunteer. I've raced against the sport's biggest personalities, but I've never met more vibrant, amazing people than the seniors served by Meals on Wheels. As a volunteer, you deliver a hot, nutritious meal and a friendly hello to someone just like your mother, grandfather, or next-door neighbor. These seniors are inspiring people with incredible stories to share, and they love to see you. The smiles you get back are priceless. Delivering with Meals on Wheels is easy, and you don't have to drive like me for it to be quick. You can volunteer your lunch break once a week or just once a month. With 1 in 6 seniors facing hunger and many more living in isolation, your lunch break can make a real difference. So, America, let's do lunch. Volunteer your lunch break at americaletsdolunch.org.
This message brought to you by Meals on Wheels America and the Ad Council.
Excuse me. I know you have a 9 o'clock, so I'll keep this short. I'm the business suit in the back of your closet. You wore me nearly every day before your office went, quote, casual. I used to be the CEO of your closet. Now I'm just that one intern no one ever talks to. I always thought you'd circle back with me, get granular, keep me in the pipeline. But nada, nothing. Don't you remember the McKittrick presentation? You spilled coffee on me and I still looked amazing during the breakout talkback Q&A. So, I think it's time for me to move on. I've got a great resume and I absolutely crush it in interviews, okay? Let's make this a clean break. Shift the paradigm. The only thing I ask is that you think outside the box here and do this. Take me to Goodwill, where I can really make a difference.
Your donations to Goodwill create new jobs, training programs, and education assistance for people in your community. To find your nearest donation center, go to goodwill.org. Donate stuff. Create jobs. A message from Goodwill and the Ad Council.
Snowman in the Morning is presented by Michael Scott Insurance, protecting what matters most. Give a call today to 810-985-3211. That's 810-985-3211. You can follow Michael Scott Insurance on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Hey, Toe Man, we're waiting for you.
Have y'all even considered the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo, yes, that Jimmy Garoppolo that everyone wants to send everywhere else, may not be sent anywhere by the 49ers because, oh, I don't know, they actually trust him?
I like my meatballs spicy!
Oh, yeah. Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
Oh, this is fun. This is fun. Hour 2 of Snowman in the Morning continues. And I had a segment 2 I did a Braun Sexual Confession. I may have one to close the show. I just might. You know, Sick Diggy with a comment during the break. A Super Bowl ring can go a long way in any player's career. Yeah, until they win the next one. Until they win the next one. All right. So all these Braun Sexuals came to me saying LeBron James is the best small forward of all time, which is bullcrap. Because I have 5 forwards on my list today, on the Snowman's list today. I have 5 forwards that are better than LBJ, who I consider a mediocre basketball player anyway. Here we go. Number 5, Tom Chambers, who did something LeBron has never done, and that is win an All-Star Game MVP while playing for the host city. He was a member of the Seattle Supersonics. And then he really blossomed when he became a member of the Phoenix Suns. He had everything. He had everything. Speaking of jump shots, number 4, and I know this is low on the list, Julius Erving. The doctor. I don't need to say anything else. Number 3, Scottie Pippen. And I know this is a bias. This is totally a bias because I grew up a Bulls fan. This ain't. Number 2, James Worthy. I've always said James Worthy is a better forward than LeBron James. I got crushed for it. I will continue to get crushed for it. But James Worthy has the quickest first step I've ever seen. Period. And the number one small forward who I think is better than LBJ, you see the name, but for those of you on our radio networks, Larry Bird. Don't need to say anything else. Don't need to say anything else. And that's my list today. 5 forwards that are better than LBJ. What do you guys think? Comment below. Eric Wallace, what's your opinion about Seattle trading Russell Wilson? I gave my opinion last segment, but let's see. Seattle has panicked. Denver's not going to do anything because Denver doesn't have a running game. Hell, Seattle never had a running game either. Russell Wilson made that team. After they lost Super Bowl 49, they've been meh. I'll say it again. After they lost Super Bowl 49, the Seahawks have been meh. Yeah, they get to the divisional round and everybody's praising Russell Wilson. I still want to know why. I still want to know why. But I don't see anything. I don't see anything that will help the Seahawks or the Broncos. The Broncos need a consistent running game. I've said that all along, and I will continue to say it all along. So that's my thought. Seattle's about to blow it up. Pete Carroll's about to get fired. And they're going to bring in a younger coach who has 2 years, not 5, but 2, to turn into Sean McVay and get his team back to the Super Bowl. And the 49ers will win 2 before Seattle wins 1. Now, I said it, and I mean every word of it. Well, since Patrick Voss won't be able to join me, and I send out prayers to Patrick Voss, who has COVID right now. Patrick, get well. Rest up and get well. COVID sucks. I had it. I had it the day after Christmas, and I was offline for 2 weeks. And those 2 weeks sucked because I spent most of the time in bed. COVID is real, okay? I couldn't stop coughing to save my life. I couldn't stop sneezing to save my life. My wife, bless her heart, was like, maybe you just have a cold. I wish it was just a cold, but nope, I had to quarantine. Speaking of Scottie Pippen, do you remember Bernie Mac's impression of Phil Jackson? Oh, hell yeah, I do. I remember what Steve Harvey said, the rarity, a white man with a high ass. I remember what Steve Harvey said. Yeah, that COVID is a monster. And it took me down and it took my wife down. Fortunately, the vaccine was I already got the vaccines. I didn't get a chance to get the booster shot because I had been sick off and on with my cancer since September. But fortunately, those vaccines helped. And if you all will allow me to say, COVID is a motherfucker because you don't want to move. You don't want to do anything. You don't want to eat. You don't want to do anything. I cannot tell you how many gallons of water I was putting down. Fluids helped save my life. All right. Fluids helped save my life. Oops. Speaking of fluids help save me. All right. And that's why I'm drinking a lot of water now. The other part is I want to stop drinking coffee. I talked about this yesterday. I only had 1 cup this morning. And that's all I'm going to have because I'm flooding my system with water. I got some fruit here in front of me. I got all kinds of things to help beat this, to help, get myself in shape. And last night, after we came from the surgeon, we went to Olive Garden. That was the most I've eaten in a long time. My wife noted that because my appetite was nothing. Sick Diggy says, remember when our mutual friend Charles Faulkner got hit with COVID back in 2020? We almost lost him to that mess. Yeah, I remember. COVID is no joke, folks. It's no joke. I had it. I kicked it in the ass. My wife had it. She kicked it in the ass. Our good friend Charles Faulkner, he had it. Almost lost him, but he kicked it in the ass. Don't take COVID lightly, okay? If you're feeling under the weather, grab a test and get tested, because we both tested at home. And then I took a test the next day and confirmation. And I had to quarantine for 10 days. Longest 10 days of my life. That's the most I've slept in a while. And when I get this surgery done to remove this cancer, what do you think the first thing I'm going to do when I get out of the hospital and get home? You guessed it. Sleep. You absolutely guessed it. Couple more things to do. Back in a flash.
Williams Hardwood Specialist offers all types of flooring. We specialize in sports floor resurfacing and installation. We also offer concrete resurfacing and epoxy overlays. Whether it's a small home with 2 bedrooms or the home the size of Michigan City's gym, Williams Hardwood Specialist is the way to go. If you need some hardwood flooring done or redone, give Williams Hardwood Specialist a call at 219-221-1093. That's 219-221-1093.
If you came across someone struggling with hunger, how would you recognize them? By their clothes, their age, the way they speak? Would you notice a 16-year-old boy who got his first job,
not for extra spending money, but to help feed his little sisters?
Or a mother who's in between jobs and sometimes goes to bed hungry so her kids can have dinner? Or a 14-year-old girl who signs up to every after-school activity not to make friends, but just to get something to eat? Or a retiree who fell ill and had to choose
between getting medicine or groceries.
I am the 1 in 8 Americans who struggle with hunger. People you pass by every day but never knew were hungry. I am hungered in America.
Hunger can be hard to recognize. Learn why at IamHungerInAmerica.org. Brought to you by Feeding America, 200 Food Bank Strong, and the Ad Council.
The COVID-19 vaccines are starting to become available across the country. And as they become available, you may be asking yourself, should I get it? Will it help me get back to doing the things I love? Like going out to my favorite restaurants, meeting with friends in person, or going on vacation and traveling again? And can I do it all without putting my family and those I love at risk? And is it safe? You've got questions. That's normal, which is why it's so important to get informed. The medical community has made it clear. The vaccines authorized for COVID-19 have met the highest safety standards and can help protect us. Visit GetVaccineAnswers.org for all the latest information on the COVID-19 vaccines. That's GetVaccineAnswers.org. Getting back to the moments we miss starts with getting informed. It's up to you. A message brought to you by the Ad Council and the CDC.
Snowman in the Morning is presented by Michael Scott Insurance, protecting what matters most. Give a call today to 810-985-3211. That's 810-985-3211. You can follow Michael Scott Insurance on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter.
Hey, Tow Man, they're waiting for you.
Have y'all even considered the fact that Jimmy Garoppolo, yes, that Jimmy Garoppolo that everyone wants to send everywhere else, may not be sent anywhere by the 49ers because, I don't know, they actually trust him?
I like my meatballs spicy!
Oh, yeah.
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning.
Hey, this promises to be fun.
I'm going to do something after I get off the air here that I haven't done in a few days, and that is go down for a nap, because I have a doctor's appointment at 3:30 this afternoon. Let me do this segment here. This was an original hashtag that a friend of mine put up, and I've kept it, and I'm still going to keep it, because I'm going to keep it real with Everybody. I still wear my mask whenever I'm out of the house. Oh, yeah. Same here, Sick Diggy. Same here. Let me do some always kicking real here. Listen, I love my sports. I will always talk about my sports. But for someone, and I talked about this on Monday, and I'm going to expand a little more today. Anyone who is going through depression, anxiety, any kind of mental health problems, you have a man in your corner and you're looking at him. I will always be there for you and with you in spirit. And for those of you that are going through it, if you have a way to contact me, contact me. Mental health is nothing to play with. And even though I am taking medicine for it on a daily basis, sometimes you just think of the moment that sent you in a tailspin and it sends you in another tailspin. Nate Ward, I hope you're listening. When I lost my daughter in 2015, she died 3 days after her birthday in March of 2015. I didn't find out until September of that year. I didn't find out until September of that year. And I found out through social media. Ain't that a bitch? I'm the child's father. And I didn't find out until I read a post on social media that made me snap. And I'm glad I was in a hotel room when that happened. And the post I read said, "You have an angel now." I had to give my child up for adoption because at the time I was unemployed. At the time I had people in my ear saying, "You're not ready to take care of a child yet. You're not ready to be a father." At the time I had a hater saying to me, "That's not your child in the first place." My sister was saying the same thing for a year. For a year. When Donna was born, the only thing I got from my mother was, "Are you going to be there for her?" That's the only thing I got from my mother. That's the only comment I got from my mother. Not "she's beautiful," not "how are you doing," not a congratulations, nothing. I got nothing of the sort. I got nothing of the sort. And that pisses me off. When a man welcomes a child and he gets no support whatsoever, except from the folks that are around him. There's a lot of people that have lost children. And I sympathize and empathize with every single one of you that has lost a child in any way. The toughest thing to lose in your life is a child. And I had so many people in my ear saying, "You need to lose something." I even had someone tell me, "You don't deserve to be a father." Someone actually told me that, and I nearly crowned him. But at the time, it was in public, and I didn't want to go to jail. I wanted to crown every single person that said something derogatory about my daughter. And I wanted to stick a foot in all their asses. But the only way I knew I was going to continue to fight for Donna is to do what I'm doing now. Y'all don't know, it's a tough, tough road to hoe. It's a tough road to plow. It's a tough road to plow. And this past Sunday would have been her 9th birthday. I know I spoke on this on Monday to kick off the show, but I feel right now I need to do it again. and have it be therapy and have it out of me. You know how tough it is to lose a child? You know how tough it is to see your offspring 1 minute and then you don't ever see him again? And then you find out through social media that they passed away. That's the toughest thing to go through. The toughest. And I don't care what anybody says. I empathize with anyone who's lost a child. Anyone. When I had a chance to hold my daughter after she was born, I was the happiest man on earth. The only other day that's made me happier was when I married my wife. And I leave y'all with this. To anyone that says, oh, it'll be okay, and the bitch I was dating at the time, 2015, said the same thing, had the nerve to look me in the eye and say, I don't want to talk about that. I want to talk about business. I packed up and left the McDonald's I was in LaPorte, Indiana. And I drove like a bat out of hell so she wouldn't find me. She must have called me about 6 times. Think I cared? Nope. Remember an older gentleman back home in the 2000s who lost his wife and adult children in a short span. He had to keep pushing, but it was clear that he was hurting.
No question. No question.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. I'm hurting for him.
I am too.
I've been there. It's a hurt every damn day.
Yeah.
It's a hurt every damn day.
I'm reminded of what Clark Kellogg said one time. Because he lost his, if I'm not mistaken, he lost his mother and father, I think, in the same week. And he said, it's not something you get past. It's not something you get over. It's just something you just have to get through. And for him to actually have that type of mentality and wisdom only days after both his parents died is remarkable. And I always say that with anybody who's had a loss of someone significant, like their mother or father, or unfortunately in your case, son or daughter. You know, I always say, I understand that that's something, if I were to say get over or get past, that'd be callous of me to say, because this is an important figure in your life. How in the world would I even want to form the words out of my mouth to say to you, don't forget about that. Don't even stress. Mm-hmm. That loss you're going to carry with you the rest of your life. So it's more along the lines that you have to be support to know that this person who has suffered this loss has to get through it. And some days are better than others.
Yeah, Sunday was, for about 20 minutes, Sunday was not good.
And I can understand it. That was anniversary of your daughter's birthday. So yeah, I can totally understand how that day would be really hard for you.
She would have been 9.
Yeah.
She would have been 9. I went down, found my wife, and I just cried.
Yeah.
I just simply cried. And while I'm being real, there's a motherfucker by the name of Dale Yates that I haven't heard from this fool, but I know he's getting cranked up with all the successes. My weight loss, my cancer surgery upcoming, this show coming back with a vengeance, you know, having a radio partner. You know what? While I'm spilling the tea, or in my case, coffee, while I'm spilling things,
mm-hmm.
He and his girlfriend had an apartment rented to them by the late, great Chet Kopic. You know they trashed that motherfucker? And it took a friend of mine to let me know what kind of an asshole he is. A friend of mine told me that story. Kudos to the late, great Mark Farina, my baseball partner for like 5 seasons. He told me that. I said, so it's not just me he's being an asshole too. It's Chet Kopic, who was supposed to be his best friend. See, you know what he told me? He told me that he was the pre- and post-game man on WLS for Notre Dame football. Never heard his voice once. Because Chet Kopic was the pre and post game man for Notre Dame football. You lying son of a bitch.
Well, see, normally when people who happen to be pricks just to you, they normally aren't just pricks to you. They normally are idiots with other people too.
Do you know how many times that some bitch has threatened to call any school I am involved with and tell them, I'm going to tell them about your past? Go ahead, motherfucker. Because they know me more than they know you, you stupid son of a bitch. Let me tell y'all a story. And I leave with these words. This is the motherfucker that called the IHSAA and lied. Told them, I'm going to tell the whole story. Told them I was inappropriately touching 2 female students at Marquette Catholic in 2016.
Oy.
I get a call from Tony Minus, one of my best friends, saying, I can't have you call games for Marquette right now until we investigate. Well, damn it, every student and parent who I came in contact with, oh yeah, I'm dumping all this. I need to get it out. This is a motherfucker that was and forgive my French, y'all. This was a motherfucker that was working at Denny's when I met him in 2010, and I made the mistake of having that bitch on a call with me in 2010 when my regular partner Richard Morgan was out of town. I shouldn't have done that. I should have handled that solo. And he tells me 1 minute, it's about the money you owe me. And the next minute, I don't care about the money. I just want to see you fail. Well, pick a side, motherfucker. Pick a goddamn side and leave me the fuck alone. Because you're not going to get paid from me. You're not going to get any money from me. In fact, it won't be long when I drag your ass to court and take your money, whatever the fuck you have.
Wow.
But I'm in the process, unlike you, of getting my shit together. And this is the only time on this show where I will speak about him and cuss as long as I have. Matter of fact, it's done. I got everything out, and I'm good. I'm good. I'm going to try my best not to mention him again.
Like I said, man, it's not about proving him or those like him wrong. It's about proving yourself right.
Yep. It most certainly is. Now, close with this. Problems on Warriors ground? No. They are shorthanded. They are injured. And the best part, they are still 22 games above 500. Let me say that again. They are shorthanded. They are injured. Yeah. Steve Kerr's mixing the lineups. And the best part about all these problems in Golden State, they are 22 games above 500. Hey, Clippers, how'd you like that smackdown last night at the hands of the Warriors? The hands of the shorthanded Warriors. They were shorthanded in Denver, and they still put up 124 points. Ha ha! Damn it! Now, a little Steve Harvey before I give you the floor. To all those that think the Warriors have problems, you kiss my ass, you kiss my ass, all y'all kiss my ass. Brian McCarthy, one of my best friends. I walk in and Snowman's dropping the F-bomb and the GD bomb, but when you need to release the bombs, release them. Damn straight. Damn straight. there is no problem on Warriors ground. In fact, it's only going to get better by the time, I'll predict it, June gets here. And Cole, unless I'm wrong, what happens in June?
June is normally when you have a set of games that used to be called the World Championship Series. Now it's called the NBA Finals.
Mm-hmm. I stay with my prediction that in June, the Golden State Warriors will be in said certain games. Oh, this is a great point. When the starters are out, the bench got to step up. This is why team is just in. They're starting out. A roster's depth is vital. Yeah, and the Warriors are getting there.
No doubt.
The Warriors are getting their depth back, because guess who's been cleared for contact? James Wiseman.
There's no question. The bench is important.
See, everyone wants to look, and I know Memphis and Phoenix sandwich Golden State in those top three in the West.
Right.
I know that. We've had more problems with Memphis in the past 2 years because of a man crush named John Morant.
Ooh. That man there, man. Ooh, man.
I'll say it again. We've had more problems with Memphis because of a man crush named John Morant that has given us a ton of problems, which led to people pissing me off saying, see, Steph Curry can't lead. You've seen this frivolity. Steph Curry can't lead a team. That's why he needed Kevin Durant. That's why he needed Klay Thompson. Well, he needed Klay Thompson, yes. Kevin Durant was part of the team too. Steph definitely can't do it by himself. Oh, by the way, neither can LeBron, you idiots.
I always say, point me to the man who can win a championship by himself. I'm waiting.
Same.
I'm
waiting.
There has never been a man created. And yes, that includes Jordan.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, that includes Wilt. Yes, that includes Kareem. Yes, all of them. There hasn't been a man in the 75-year history in the NBA who you could say, well, they won 1 on 5. Not a one.
And you know what's bad? They try to, you know what? You just gave me an idea. We're going to run a little over on BS3 TV, but we're still going on our audio networks. Repeat that quote again.
Oh, I said that I said, name me a man, one guy who can win a championship by himself. And I'm waiting because there isn't one.
You know what? I'm going to save what I have in mind for tomorrow. But that line right there will kick off the show, and we'll wake up all the folks that have members in their mouth. We will wake up all the people that have members in their mouth, and dear God.
So you want to disturb those who want to disturb those who love to have human pacifiers. Gotcha.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I want to disturb them. I want to piss them off. I want to ruffle some feathers. I want all of that. Okay? What do I always say? I want all the smoke. I know that's the name of a popular podcast, but I'm borrowing it. I want all the smoke. Especially when it comes to that fool.
We want the smoke.
We want the smoke. Bring all the smoke. Yeah, we want the smoke. Gotta have that smoke. Thank you, Sig Diggy, for this. All the talent in the world will take you nowhere without your teammates.
Bam. Yes, sir.
Where's my old mic? Well, just a minute. Where's my old mic? Well, I can't.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's a mic dropper.
Where's my? I was trying to find my old microphone. I couldn't do it.
Because I have a point. Since we're saving this type for tomorrow, I have a point where I will bring.
We are okay. We'll tell everybody we're kicking off with a BC tomorrow for that point and that point alone. Because I'm sick and tired of these brown sexuals saying, "Look at what." Just a minute. Got my notebook here. Tomorrow, Michael Antonellis will join us at 8:35. Chris Perto 9:05. And there may be a third guest at 9:35. Friday, Stacy Purcell, Crazy Kentucky, as Dreonna Edwards fired the shot heard round the SEC. Rod Peterson scheduled for 9:05. And, of course, we got Fridays with Chris Bass at 9:35.
All about that bass.
Now I'm going to be singing it. Damn you. I'm going to be walking around singing all about that bass, and my wife's going to look at me and go, "What the hell are you singing?"
Yes.
She's going to be, "What the hell is that?" And I mess with her all the time when she's singing. She'll be like cooking something, and I'll just lean in and I'll listen to her sing, and she'll just look at me. "What are you doing in my kitchen?" Listening to you. You know the rule. I know when you're cooking, I got to get out of the kitchen. Well, why aren't you? Well, why are you in my kitchen? Because you're cooking food. That's when I get one of these upside the head and I'm ushered out of the kitchen. All right, close with this. When I went to the hospital yesterday in Indianapolis, you ever have a hospital visit where you become a human pincushion?
Oh yeah.
In preparation for my surgery, that's going to happen very, 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 very soon, I hope. They stuck me 4 times, because I had to get 3 different vaccinations. 2 here in my left arm, and 1 here in my right arm. Can't see it. There it is.
Yeah, good.
And then they had to draw blood. What the hell are you trying to do to me? Well, we're gonna make sure that you're healthy. Okay. I can look at that. I got home. I took my medicine and fell out. See, when you have those days when you're a human pincushion, and I did security in North Carolina for a while, and it must have stuck me about 7 times. I had Band-Aids on both arms. My wife saw me. And she looked at me and she says, "You look exhausted." And then I lifted my sleeves and she goes, "Oh my gosh, you need to just go to bed." Well, good thing it was after 6 o'clock because I went straight to bed. The best thing my wife said, she showed me a meme on Facebook. All the times that you wanted to defy time, especially when it came time to go to bed. Now, in your old age, you look forward to going to bed early. Damn straight. 8 o'clock, my wife comes up here, looks at me. "Okay, shut it down. Time for bed." You know how fast I'm turning this thing off? When wife comes up here, She could have been freaked out if she heard you playing Screaming Jay Hawkins' song "Constipation Blues."
No, that's a song about real pain. Oh my.
That's a song about real pain.
Sick Diggy in the house.
Oh, he's always in the house, and I love it. I want to get Charles Faulkner on here too. But tomorrow we'll lead off with another one of the Braun Sexual Confessions for a point that Sick Diggy made that went like this: "All the talent in the world will take you nowhere without your teammates." I am learning that. I am learning that. Because Cole Johnson has been the best damn teammate I brought aboard. And I mean that from the heart. I can relate to the Jody cooking. Whenever my ex was over my place, she barred me from my own kitchen. Hell, I've been through that for 3 years.
Not your own kitchen.
Look, that's the rule in the house.
But I feel
that's the rule in the house.
Look, I feel you because I cook often in my house. I love my wife, but the last place I want her to be is in the kitchen with me. Because she's in the way. I love her, but she's in the way, and she knows it.
You get it.
So I understand Jody. I totally understand it.
Listen, Jody made that rule when I first moved in with her. She says, okay, I cook, you do the dishes. Cool, I can do that. But when I cook, you're out of my kitchen. Okay, I can live with that too. Now, I've had times where I've broken that rule.
Until you smell that's food. Yep.
Exactly. It's like you wake up and like, I smell food.
Mm-hmm.
Race down to the kitchen and I'm halted by my daughter.
Not halted.
Halted. I run down to the kitchen to get a sample, and Sonia's like, "What are you doing?" No, you're not. Dinner's not ready yet. You got to go back up to your office. But I'm hungry. That's why you cook.
Daughter's giving you who goes there vibes. I love it.
Listen, my daughter gives me. Listen, I had to have my stepdaughter accept me, and she accepted me when she started picking at me. Okay, my son, same way. Same way. I mean, look, Jody's doing my cooking with my dietary restrictions, okay? Jody's doing my cooking. Listen, there have been several nights where Sonia be downstairs with Jody, and I smell food, and I go flying downstairs, and the next thing I know, Sonia's like in the doorway. Waiting for me. What are you doing? I smell food. It's not ready yet. I still smell food. You have to be patient. No, I don't. And that's when Jody turns around. What's the rule? Damn. You're in the kitchen cooking. I have to stay out. Yep. Now, why are you downstairs? Not you too. All right, let's get out of here. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, folks, no matter where you are in the region, across the nation, and around the world, if your dreams don't scare you,
then they are not big enough.
Damn straight. Dream big, do bigger. We're out of here. We'll see you tomorrow when we do it all over again. Thank you to the folks on BS3 TV, as well as On Tap Podcast Network, Real Wise Radio, and Arena Sports Net. Snowman and Cole Johnson signing off. See you tomorrow.